thrilled that you came to share your Saturday afternoon with us. This is the sixth show that the City of West Hollywood and Classical Theatre Lab are presenting 3 Shakespearean parks. We are very proud to present this year Something of Silver, a musical adaptation of The Merchant of Venice. The show is 90 minutes long without intermission. And I just want to let you know that Classical Theatre Lab exists more than 15 years. And you can find information about us on www.classicaltheatrelab.org. We are a non-for-profit organization, and every donation is more than welcome. Please turn off all your electrical devices and open your candies. Be concentrated on this beautiful show and enjoy Tony Tanner's view on The Merchant of Venice.
I know not why so sad am I. It troubles me, it troubles you. I walk, I breathe, I talk, I sigh, but know not whither goes this shoe. I lift this hand to move, to do, to alter and decree. But lo, this hand that lifts and moves does not belong to me. I know not why so sad am I. The sun seems not to reach my face. This cold July goes slowly by, but I grow old apace.
We know that he is sad, but we know not the reason nor the rhyme. It well may be his ships at sea are taking much too long a time to come to port with all goods bought and gold to fill his purse. He fears a storm around Cape Horn has sunk them all. What could be worse?
I care not now to question how my ships advance their foremost prow, or where they dip their hindmost bow. I care not how, I care not how.
A merchant of Venice with nothing to fear from anything far or from anything near, who lives in a palace much bigger than mine and gets the best table when he goes out to dine. This merchant of Venice who's mooning about with a face that is 1 inch away from a pout. Could the fact that he's carrying only 1 glove signify that perhaps he is falling in love?
Fie!
Not in love, not in love, not afraid for his ships. And is this that he's longing for nobody's lips? Could it be that the merchant is always forlorn, very simply because that's the way he was born?
Here comes Bassanio
Your most noble kinsman, Graciano.
and Lorenzo.
You look not well, Signor Antonio. You have too much respect upon the world. They lose it that do buy it with much care. Believe me, you are marvelously changed.
I hold the world, but as the world, a stage on which a play's unfurled, and every man a part must play, and mine a sad one.
That's okay. You can play the hero with his worries and his woes. You can play the girl he gets to kiss.
Thank you.
You can play the French guy with that monumental nose.
Oui.
And you can play the villain who gets hissed. You can play Othello and get billed above the rest. If you don't mind being someone's tool. You can chew the scenery and you can beat your breast. Anyway, just let me play the fool. Doom and gloom are not my thing. I want true love to thrive. How I hate those plays that end with no one left alive. You can play St. Joan if you're prepared to take the heat.
Yeah.
You can play the devil talking fast, telling Faust that he can hook him up with Marguerite, and life without a soul can be a blast. You can play Aladdin always rubbing on his lamp. You be Cinderella on her stool.
My prince.
You could be a siren, a seductress, or a vamp. Anyway, just let me play the fool. Cat and bells look good on me. Forget Armani suits. No one here can bet to fill that guy Scapino's boots. Ha! You could play Count Dracula or some attendant ghoul. You could play Malvolio and play with some rich jewel. You could play Jean Brodie until Tails out of school. You could play Paul Newman and be George C. Scott at pool. You could play both night and day, go straight or gay, go either way, just let him play the fool. Ay, ay, conga! Ay, ay, conga!
Was that anything?
Graciano speaks an infinite deal of nothing, more than any man in all Venice.
Well, tell me now, what lady is the same to whom you swore a secret pilgrimage that you today promised to tell me of?
Well, 'tis not unknown to you, Antonio, how much I have disabled mine estate by something showing a more swelling port than my faint means would grant continuance. Nor do I make moan to be abridged of such a noble rate, but my chief care is to come fairly off from the great debts wherein my time, something too prodigal, hath left me gauged. To you, Antonio, I owe the most in money and in love. And from your love, I have a warranty to unburden all my plots and purposes, how to get clear of the great debts I owe.
I pray you, good Bassanio, let me know it. And if it stand, as you yourself still do, within the eye of honor, be assured, my purse, my person, my extremest means lie all unlocked to your occasion.
In Belmont is a lady richly left. And she is fair, and she is fair, and at 6-year moonlight or the sunlight catch her hair. And you will dare to say that Helen or that Venus don't compare. Oh, but more than this, it's understood the lady's good.
But she is fine.
Oh, she is fine, and sir, this good opinion is not only mine. For suitors nine sat at her table in one long adoring line. What have I said? And here's the hitch, the lady's rich. Princes and counties, barons and earls, hands full of diamonds, pants full of pearls, boxing promoters, armament kings, dangle before her elegant things. But she is fair, oh she is fair, and from her eyes I did receive that special stare. More than a look, it seemed to say, I won't if you won't look away.
But she's well left.
Yes, she's well left, for lately of her father she has been bereft. But when she sees me friend once more, I must be free of debt.
You bet that's what a friend is for. Thou knowest all my fortunes are at sea. Neither have I money nor commodity to raise a present sum. Therefore, go forth, try what my credit can in Venice do, that shall be racked even to the uttermost, to furnish thee to Belmont, to fair Portia.
By my troth, Nerissa, my little body is weary of this great world.
You would be, sweet madam, if your miseries were in the same abundance as your good fortunes are. And yet for aught I see they are sick that surfeit with too much, as they that starve with nothing. It is no mean happiness, therefore, to be seated in the mean. Superfluity comes sooner by white hairs, but competency lives longer.
good sentences and well pronounced.
They would be better if well followed.
If to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches and poor men's cottages princes' palaces. It is a good divine that follows his own instruction. I can easier teach 20 what were good to do than to be one of the 20 to follow mine own teaching. But this reasoning is not in the fashion to choose me a husband. Oh me, the word choose. I may neither choose who I would, nor refuse who I dislike. So is the will of a living daughter curbed by the will of a dead father. Is it not hard, Nerissa, that I cannot choose one nor refuse none?
Your father was ever virtuous, and holy men at their death have good inspirations. Therefore the lottery that he hath devised in the 3 chests of gold, silver, and lead, whereof who chooses his meaning chooses you, will no doubt never be chosen by any rightly, but one whom you shall rightly love. But what warmth is there in your affection towards any of these princely suitors that are already come?
I pray thee overname them, and as thou namest them, I will describe them, and according to my description, level at my affection.
First, there is the Neapolitan prince.
Oh, he's a colt who neighs and whinnies, a perfect dolt, I'm sure his kin is. That horse he only leaves to eat, they should put horseshoes on his feet.
The County Palatine.
Oh, he's all frowns and all reproving, and when some clown is nicely grooving, and has the rest of us in fits, he frowns until the poor guy quits.
And the very French Monsieur Le Beau is named.
Oh, he is 20 men, no two the same. On Monday he will laugh till lights go out. On Tuesday he'll do naught but snarl and pout.
The German, how like you him?
Not much at dawn when he is sober, and later on when he's in clover, and reeks of whiskey, I confess, I tend to like him even less.
What say you to the Brit who came to tea?
I say nothing to him, nor he to me. He speaks no language that one understands, and feeleth like a fish when we shake hands.
The American.
Oh, he is big, and he is noisy, and anyway, just where is Boise? But he's all right if you like jokes and taking pictures for his folks.
You need not fear, my lady, the having of any of these lords. They have acquainted me with their determinations, which is indeed to return to their home and to trouble you with no more suit, unless you may be won by some other sort than your father's imposition, depending upon the caskets.
If I live to be as old as Sibylla, I will die as chaste as Diana, unless I am obtained by the manner of my father's will. I'm glad this parcel of wooers are so reasonable, for there is not one among them but I dote on his very absence, and I pray God grant them a fair departure.
Do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, a Venetian, a scholar and a soldier who came hither in the company of Marquis of Montferrat? Bassanio, I think he was called.
He was not grave, he had no horses, his look was brave.
Ah, yes, I thought his name might incline to ring a bell.
Ah, yes, I remember him well.
3,000 ducats.
Aye, sir,
Where?
for 3 months.
3 months. Where?
For the which, as I told you, Antonio shall be bound.
3,000 ducats, 3 months, and Antonio bound.
Your answer to that?
Antonio is a good man.
Well, have you heard any imputation to the contrary?
Oh, no. My meaning in saying he's a good man is to have you understand me that he is sufficient. Yet his means are in supposition. He hath an argosy bound for Tripolis, another for the Indies, and moreover, I understand upon the Rialto, he hath a third for Mexico and a fourth for England, and other ventures he hath squandered abroad. But notwithstanding, the man is sufficient. 3,000 ducats. I think I may take his bond. May I speak with Signor Antonio?
If it please you to dine with us.
Yes, to smell porn. I will buy with you, sell with you, walk with you, talk with you, and so following, but I will not eat with you, drink with you, or pray with you. What news upon the Rialto? Oh, who comes here?
Here he comes now.
How like a fawning publican he looks. I hate him, that in low simplicity he lends out money gratis, bringing down the rate of usance with us here in Venice. Cursed be my tribe if I forgive him.
Shylock, do you hear?
Yes, I was just debating of my present store, and by the mere guess of my memory, I cannot instantly raise up the full gross at 3,000 ducats, but what of that? Tubal, a wealthy Hebrew of my tribe, will furnish me. But soft, how many months do you desire? Oh, rest you fair, good signor. Your worship was the last man in our mouths.
Shylock, albeit I never lend nor borrow, by taking nor by giving of excess, yet to supply the ripe wants of my friend, I'll break a custom. Is he yet possessed? How much ye would?
3,000 ducats.
Aye, and for 3 months.
Oh, I forgot. 3 months, you told me so. Well, now you're bond. Oh, but here you, methought you said you neither lend nor borrow upon advantage.
I do never use it.
Well, 3,000 ducats is a good round sum. I'd say 3 months from 12. Let me see, the rate would be...
Well, Shylock, shall we be beholding to you?
Signor Antonio, many a time and oft, in the Rialto you have rated me, laughed at my losses and my well-won thrift, which you call usury. Still have I borne it with a patient shrug, for service is the pledge of all my tribe. You call me cutthroat dog and spit on me, and all for use of that which is my own. But now it doth appear you need my help. You come to me and say you would have gold. You say so, who spit upon my beard and spurn me as you would a stranger cur. What should he say, this money-lending dog? Should a cur lend money, should I scold? Or should I bend me low and say in humble tones, you spit on me and in return here's gold?
If thou wilt lend this money, lend it not as to thy friend as to thine enemy, that thou mayest exact the penalty with better face.
Signor Antonio, look at how you storm. I would be friends with you and fill your needs and take no doit of usance in return.
This were a kindness.
This kindness will I show, so seal we now our bond, and in a friendly sport conclude this jest. If you repay me not on such a day, I may lay claim to just 1 pound of your fair flesh.
Content in faith, I'll seal to such a bond, and say there is much kindness in the Jew.
You shall not seal to such a bond for me. I'd rather dwell in my necessity.
Why, fear not, man, I will not forfeit it. Within these 2 months, that's a month before this bond expires, I do expect return of thrice 3 times the value of this bond.
Oh, Father Abraham, what these Christians are, whose own hard ways makes them doubt the thoughts of others. I pray you, tell me this. If he should break his day, what do I gain? A pound of flesh taken from a man is not as useful as the flesh of goats. To buy his favor, here is my hand. If he take it not, then sir, adieu. And for my love, I pray you wrong me not.
Yes, Shylock, I will seal unto this bond.
Then let us go forthwith to the notary, give him directions for this very bond, and I'll go and curse the ducat straight.
Hie thee, gentle Jew. This Hebrew will turn Christian. He grows kind.
I like not fair terms in a villain's mind.
Come on. In this there can be no dismay. My ships come home a month before the day.
The prince and the pauper, from golden palazzos and shadowed piazzas, as sunlight goes down, emerge on the bridge and the balcony under the tangerine spell of their slumberless town. Darker the water than darkness descending, slapping the gondola gently asleep. Venice is promising one more tomorrow, as blue as today was a promise she'll keep. Where else but here could I find in the shadow beauty that shone from its source like a flame? Who else but she could stop my heart beating whenever I hear her calling my name? I know she's beautiful, I know she's good, I know she's dutiful, for who else would live in the shadow her father throws and still be as fresh as a newly sprung rose? I know she's sensitive, I know she's fine. I won't know how to live till she is mine. My life is waiting to feel her touch, and then I'll know happiness may be too much. What is a miracle? What is magic? Are these two the same? All that I know is that's how to describe her. One thing I don't know her name. I know that she must be modest and shy, but still expect to see her by and by run from the shadows and to my side, as bold as an eagle, as shy as a bride.
Noble prince, if you choose that wherein I am contained, straight shall our nuptial rites be solemnized. But if you fail, without further speech, my lord, you must be gone from hence immediately.
Let me see if I got this right. I'm enjoined to observe 3 things. First, never to reveal to anyone which casket 'twas I chose. Next, if I fail in the right casket, never in my life to woo a maid in way of marriage. Lastly, if I do fail in fortune of my choice, immediately to leave you and be gone.
To these injunctions everyone doth swear that comes to hazard for my worthless self.
And so have I addressed me. Who chooseth me must give and has it all he hath. My villa's 3 in Tuscany, my not too tiny slice of Sicily, the downtown inn of Napoli, my divers Michelangeli, my winery upon Capri, my 6 bordellos and my motels 3. It might incur my mother's wrath to give and hazard all we have. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. I don't aspire to pluck my lyre, or run through quantities of muck and mire. I'll do whatever makes me to perspire, to gain what many men desire. I can ignore the boy next door, and whatsoever he is pining for, this golden casket I'll set free to keep my singularity. Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. The message here is one of cheer. It rings a bell within my well-bred ear. Too plump for silver, I shall never fear. My blood is quite pollute and clear. Of certain worth, of certain birth, of men like me there is a certain dearth. I charge you, render up the key to silver certain destiny. What have we here? Unslightly queer. A blinking idiot it doth appear. Yes, even so, a dunce I fear. I may let fall a single tear. Is this the head I take to bed? I guess this means I'll have to stay unwed. With one fool's head I came to woo, and so I'll go away with two.
Go away with two.
Nothing. Don't tell me nothing. Why is it so urgent suddenly that we all have to fly away to Belmont on Bassanio's coattails? And who is this page boy you have so suddenly acquired? How can you afford him? You who've been doing his own laundry since you were in school. And very badly, too.
I'll get no peace till I tell thee all. Jessica...
Oh, say no more. That one word says so much.
Do you want to be told or do you not?
Mum?
Tonight she dresses as a boy and runs from her father Jew's house with enough money to pay for 100 page boys. And we shall not then cease running till we reach Belmont and Sanctuary with Bassanio's lady there. I'm waiting for some word from her that says our plan goes through. Tonight he will sup with Antonio. He leaves the house so rarely in the evening hours, we must seize this moment, if this moment come.
Lorenzo, we've something to tell, and something to give, and the giver looked well, as pretty as anyone we've ever seen, unsuitably housed with a father who's mean.
Jessica.
You've guessed it, the prize will be yours. Just give us both something for doing love's chores, or Cupid's, or someone's who's used to intrigue. Yes, being love's legs makes us droop with fatigue.
You shall have anything your heart desires.
Anything?
That's Bible.
A hat would be nice.
You shall have such hats that all the heads in Venice will turn towards them.
We'll hold you to it. When gossip and rumor is all that we two can honestly say that we usually do, we should not need payment for going to bat for true love at last, but a hat is a hat.
Lorenzo, my love, my laughter and my light, the only light I see before me as I write. I look at your name embroidered on the page, and know I shall not long be trammeled in this cage. My father's shadow falls on everything I see. It's in these very walls, and well extends to thee, but I can see beyond the province of his eyes. I see you clear, and so, my dear, this bird must learn to fly. Lorenzo, my love, my conscience and my care, I live till midnight, knowing you'll be there.
I am bid forth for supper, Jessica. Here are my keys. Yeah, but wherefore should I go? They bid me not for love, they flatter me. But yet, I'll go and flatter them. Prodigal Christian. Oh, Jessica, my child, look to my house. But I am right loath to go. There is some ill brewing about my rest, but I did dream of money bags last night.
I do beseech you, sir, go. You will offend them surely with your absence.
Ah, well, very well, go in, Jessica. Perhaps I will return immediately. Now do as I bid you, shut doors after you. Fast bind, a proverb never stale in a thrifty mind.
Alack, what heinous sin is it in me to be my father's child? But though I am a daughter to his blood, I am not to his manners. Oh, Lorenzo, if thou keep promise, I shall end this strife, become a Christian and thy loving wife.
Signor Bassanio,
Gratiano,
I have a suit to you.
you have obtained it?
Well, you must not deny me. I must go with you to Belmont.
Why, then you must.
Yes!
But hear thee, Gratiano. Thou art too wild, too rude and bold of voice. Hearts that become thee happily enough, and in such eyes as ours appear not false. But where thou art not known, why there they show something too liberal. I pray thee, take pains to allay with some cold drops of modesty thy skipping spirit, lest I be misconstrued in the place I go to.
Signor Bassanio, hear me. I will be cool, not play the fool, and sit with downcast eyes upon the corner stool. Dressed all in black, or dusty brown, I'll stifle every crack and chew my laughter down. I will be sad, not halfway mad, and nevertheless deserve the appellation cad. I'll doff my hat to every crone, and even pat a cat and throw the bitch a bone. I'll carry books and mutter prayers, and not exchange a lustful look upon the stairs with Madam's maid, though she be chic. And if she pinches me, I'll turn the other cheek. I will not laugh, just simply croak, whene'er some dumb half-witted calf attempts a joke. I will not mock my fellow men, although they talk a crock, I'll simply say amen. I will be good as gold, and nevertheless deserve the pejoration bold. Uriah Heep, though not yet writ, I'll emulate, but wait, I don't think I can simulate a Brit. I'll put this down in black and white, upon the understanding that we start tomorrow, not tonight.
Your laughter and your light.
Lorenzo certain, and my love indeed, for who love I so much? Here, take this. It is worth the pains. I am glad 'tis night. You do not look on me, for I'm ashamed of my exchange. But love is blind, and lovers cannot see the pretty follies that themselves commit. For if they could, Cupid himself would blush to see me thus transformed to a boy.
Descend, for you must be my torchbearer.
What, must I hold a candle to my shames? Why, 'tis an office of discovery, love, and I should be obscured.
So are you sweet, even in the lovely garnish of a boy. But come at once, for the close night doth play the runaway, and we are stayed for at Bassanio's feast.
I will make fast the doors and be with you straight.
Beshrew me, but I love her heartily. For she is wise, if I can judge of her, and fair she is, as she hath proved herself. And therefore, like herself, wise, fair, and true, shall be placed in my constant soul.
Where is your love? Antonio keeps her father fast at table, but the wind has come about, and we must presently aboard.
I'm glad on it. We desire no more delight than to be under sail and gone tonight.
Fear not, but I shall make some speed in my return.
Do not so. Slubber not business for my sake, Bassanio, but stay the very riping of the time. And for the Jew's bond that he hath of me, let it not enter into your mind of love. Be merry, and employ your chiefest thoughts to courtship and such fair ostents of love as shall conveniently become you there. Go your way, as you must go today. Raise some dust, sing your song as you go. Don't look back and don't go slow. Keep right on till you've seen all there is for you to see. All I ask now and then is that you may think of me as one who loved you well enough to send you through an open door, as one who loved you well enough to let you love another more. Go your way, and if she ask perchance aught of me, you will all sorrow mend if you say he was my friend. Go your way, golden boy. I can't say how much joy there has been in your touch. If I do, I say too much.
My daughter, my daughter, my ducats and my daughter fled with a Christian. Oh, my Christian ducats gone, gone to the pockets of a Christian who besought her to rob her father of the gold his life depends upon. Justice, the law against my daughter and the Christian thief. And when the law within its arm has caught her, they punish them until my heart is emptied of its grief. Jessica, oh Jessica, my jewel with my jewel stole away. Jessica, oh Jessica, thank God your mother's eyes cannot behold you on this day.
Prince of Morocco, madam, come to make his choice.
The one of these contains my picture, Prince. If you choose that, then I am yours withal.
Princess of Morocco, it has a certain ring, does it not?
Your country, Prince, is very beautiful, I'm sure.
Madam, that one word is not enough. Morocco, Morocco. You haven't seen palm trees until you've seen ours. They wave in the sunlight for hours and hours. The leaves are so green and their bark is so gold, and they don't rock the coconuts till they are told. And then we have deserts that stretch out of sight. They're hot in the daytime, but cool down at night. Okay, they're not everyone's taste, but the land is like heaven for kids who like playing with sand. Morocco, Morocco, the beggars smell and whine. But the only smell that you have to deal with is mine. Now tell your young ladies to quit for today and open the gold box without much delay. The moment of truth has arrived. Now confess you're sealed in the metal. Morocco loves best. Morocco, Morocco, what portrait is this? Not something you have a desire to kiss. a skull, or a death's head, whatever you say. The damn thing means baby, you lost, go away. Morocco, Morocco, we'll go home and mourn the loss of the lady from dusk until dawn. And never, oh never, of marriage I'll dream. And the place not to do that is in the harem.
He's not at the Lido, he's not at his home. He's probably throwing himself from the dome. No, no, not that gentleman. He'd take a cup of hemlock so no one would have to clean up. This merchant of Venice, as rich and admired as darling Antonio, suddenly mired in all kinds of fiscal extremities, shocks his friends.
What are all of his ships on the rocks?
Yes, all of them battered, all of them tossed, everything shattered, everything lost.
People are walking around in a daze. Nobody's talking, they're still amazed.
To money is one thing appalling, of course,
But he could spend more than that on a divorce.
no, no, there's that other thing everyone knows. The judgment that Shylock could get if he chose. Talk of the devil.
You knew. Not so well as you knew of my daughter's flight.
I don't know what you mean. What your daughter does and with whom she does it is none of my business.
So she can hardly be blamed for doing it. Whatever it was she did.
She is damned for it.
Oh my God, Shylock. The money was to be hers anyway one day, was it not?
Not to garnish a Christian man withal. Look. Here. A diamond. Gone. Cost me 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt. No news but bad news of them and their prodigalities. One night in Genoa. 4 ducats at a setting. 4. And a ring. So, no. Not sold. Given for a monkey out upon a soul. It was my turquoise. I had it of Lear when I was a bachelor. I would not have given it for a wilderness of monkeys. I wish my daughter were dead at my foot, and the jewels in her ear. I wish you were hearsed at my foot, and the ducats in her coffin. Whether loss upon loss. The thief gone with so much to find the thief. And no satisfaction, no revenge, no bad luck but what falls on my shoulders. No sighs but my breathing, no tears but my shedding.
Other men have troubles. Antonio...
Ah, there's another bad match. A bankrupt. Prodigal. Who dare not show his head upon the Rialto. A beggar who used to come so smug onto the mart. Let him look to his bum.
But if he should forfeit, surely you would not take his flesh. What good is that for?
To bait fish withal. But will feed nothing else. Will feed my revenge. He hath disgraced me and sneered at my pains, laughed at my losses and mocked all my gains, scorned my whole nation and lost me a friend, found me new enemies. It has no end, and why should he this path pursue? Because I am a worthless Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes, and shall he not see the same golden sun that shines upon thee? And doth he not sweat to stand in its eye? And when he hath lived, then shall he not die? Hath not a Jew hands, and may they not reach to touch, as doth thou, that same yellow peach? And may we not laugh, and must we not weep? And are we not one, awake or asleep? A Jew must bend his heart until it break. For wives the angel death untimely take. And shall he fewer tears than thou afford
for daughters who do couch abroad. And when thou art wrong, then thou shalt not smite the face of thy foe with all thy might. Then surely not here shall God draw the line. If vengeance is yours, then vengeance is mine.
I pray you tarry. Pause a day or two before you hazard, for in choosing wrong I lose your company. Therefore forbear a while. There's something tells me, but it is not love. I would not lose you, and you know yourself hate counsels not in such equality. But lest you should not understand me well, and yet a maiden hath no tongue but thought, I would detain you here for some month or two before you venture for me. I could teach you how to choose right. But then I am forsworn, and so will I never be. So may you miss me. But if you do, you'll make me wish a sin that I had been forsworn. Shrew your eyes! They have o'erlooked me and divided me. Mine own, I would say, but if mine, then yours, and so all yours. These naughty times puts bars between the owners and their rights, so though yours, not yours. Prove it so. Let fortune go to hell for it, not I. I speak too long, but 'tis to appease the time, to eke it and to draw it out in length, to stay you from election.
Let me choose. For as I am, I live upon the rack.
Away then. I am locked in one of them. If you do love me, you will find me out. Nerissa and the rest stay all aloof. Let music sound while he doth make his choice. Then if he lose, he makes a swan-like end, fading in music.
I stayed too long, a simple choice. If I had made it soon, but now too many words and looks have passed beneath the moon. And in the sunlight afterwards, with everything made plain, the words, the looks, the mysteries remain.
Move toward me with your eyes. Eyes invite you to surmise. Only gold may unfold her embraces. Move toward me with your ear. In my silver music here, I alone may enthrone all her graces.
I stayed too long and got so deep in love. My simple choice is prompted by so many tongues. I lose the single voice that comes from out my heart and tries to fill my empty head by telling me her modesty must be encased in lead.
How all the other passions flee to air, as doubtful thoughts in rash embrace despair, and shuddering fear and green-eyed jealousy. Oh, love, please moderate thy ecstasy.
I stayed too long and want too much to see what I see now. That sugared mouth, those jeweled eyes, that angel sculpted brow. I see them yet. I cannot let myself believe it true until I hear it ratified, my dearest love, by you.
You see me, Lord Bassanio, where I stand. Before myself alone I would not wish myself. Much better yet, for you I would be trebled 20 times myself. 1,000 times more fair, 10,000 times more rich, if only to stand higher in your heart. You're one step away from everything I have, from everything I am, from everything I'll be. One breath away from saying all the words I long to hear, that you will hear from me. But close as we are to seeing our dreams come true in the noonday sun, so close as we are, my darling, it seems our journey is not yet done. We're one step away from making me complete, from rounding out my heart, from quickening its beat. Just one step away, I pray you'll take it soon, or all my flesh will swoon. Please take it soon. I was the lord of this fair mansion, master of my servants, queen or myself, and even now. But now, this house, these servants, and this same myself are yours, my lord. I give them with this ring, which when you part from, lose, or give away, let it presage the ruin of our love and be my vantage to exclaim on you.
Madam, you have bereft me of all words. Only my blood speaks to you in my veins. But when this ring leaves this finger, oh, then be bold to say Bassanio is dead.
My lord and lady, it is now our time who have stood by and seen our wishes prosper, to cry good joy, my lord and lady.
My lord Bassanio and my gentle lady, I wish you all the joy that you can wish. And when your honors mean to solemnize the bargain of your faith, I do beseech you, even at that time, that I may be married too.
With all my heart, so thou canst get a wife.
I thank your lordship, you've got me one. My eyes, my lord, can look as swift as yours. You saw the mistress, I beheld the maid. You loved, I love, for intermission no more pertains to me, my lord, than you. Your fortune stood upon the caskets there, and so did mine too, as the matter falls. For I got a promise from this fair one here to have her love, provided that your fortune achieved her mistress.
Is this true, Nerissa?
Madam, it is. So you stand pleased with all?
And do you, Graciano, mean good faith?
Yes, faith, my lord.
But then our feast shall be much honored in your marriage.
We shall play within the first boy for 1,000 ducats.
Okay.
What, and stake down?
No, we shall ne'er win at that sport and stake down. Oh, but who comes here? Lorenzo and his Jessica.
Lorenzo and sweet Jessica, welcome hither. If the youth of my new interests here have power to bid you welcome, by your leave, sweet Portia, I bid them welcome.
And so do I, my lord. They are entirely welcome.
Thank your honor. Signor Antonio commends him to you.
Well, ere I ope this letter, I pray you tell me how my good friend doth.
I pray you'll read the letter soon, my lord. The exact answer to every question that you have, you'll find within.
Nerissa, cheer yon stranger, bid her welcome.
I shall, my lord. Welcome indeed.
There are some shrewd contents in yon same paper that steals the color from Bassanio's cheek. Some dear friend dead, else nothing in the world could so much turn the constitution of any constant man. Worse and worse. With leave, Bassanio, I am half yourself, and I must freely have the half of anything this same paper brings to you.
Sweet Portia. Here are writ a few of the most unpleasant words that ever blotted paper. Gentle lady, when I first did impart my love to you, I freely told you that all the wealth I had ran in my veins. I was a gentleman, and then I told you true. And yet, rating myself at nothing, you shall see how much I was the braggart. When I told you that I was worse than nothing. For indeed I have engaged myself to a dear friend. Engaged my friend to his mere enemy to feed my means. Here is a letter, lady. The paper has the body of my friend, and every word in it a gaping wound issuing lifeblood. But is it true, Lorenzo? Have all his ventures failed?
Every one. Besides, it should appear that if he had the present money to discharge the debt, Shylock would not take it. He plies the Duke at morning and at night, and doth impeach the freedom of the state if they deny him justice. 20 merchants, the Duke himself, and the magnificos of greatest port have all persuaded with him, but none can drive him from the envious plea of forfeiture of justice and his bond.
When I was with him, I have heard him swear that he would rather have Antonio's flesh than 20 times the value of the sum that he did owe him. And I know, my lord, that we too have hardened his purpose even more. If law, power, and authority deny not, it will go hard with poor Antonio.
Is it your dear friend that is thus in trouble?
The dearest friend to me, the kindest man, the best conditioned and most unwearied spirit in doing courtesies, and one in whom the ancient Roman honor more appears than any that draws breath in Italy.
What sum is it that he owes?
3,000 ducats.
What, no more? Pay him 6,000 and deface the bond. Double 6,000 and then double that. Before a friend of this description shall lose a hair through Bassanio's fault. First go with me to church and call me wife, and then away to Venice to your friend. But let us hear the letter of your friend.
Sweet Bassanio, my ships have all miscarried. My creditors grow cruel. My estate is very low. My bond is forfeit. And since in paying it, it is impossible I should live. All debts are cleared between you and I, if I might but see you at my death. Notwithstanding, use your pleasure. If your love do not persuade you to come, let not my letter.
O love, dispatch all business and be gone.
Since I have your good leave to go away, I will make haste. But till I come again, no bed shall e'er be guilty of my stay, nor rest be interposer twixt us twain.
The merchant of Venice you seek to destroy is in his hometown, sir, a much beloved boy. We've had our poor gondolier turning on dimes and got this petition signed 1,000 times. Yes, under the bridges and over the squares and punting through ridges and hereditary stairs, we've scoured the city and taken a poll, and people ask pity for him. See this scroll.
You might have saved your gondolier his sweat and you your pains. The bond I have against this man you plead against in vain. The laws of Venice tell me that I may exact the toll, and with my knife can lance this carbuncle upon my soul.
No more, no more, although you touch the heart that soon will quit my breast. I beg you stand apart and give this importuning rest. He hates me sure and will not sleep until the earth doth hold me fast, and then perhaps we both may reap some measured sleep at last. Not long now, a day and night, a morning, till that deed that will end all this mourning. For things lost that never were encountered, let them fly, the dreams that lie uncounted.
Not long now, the fever that doth heat me will not cool, until all those that cheat me feel my wrath up close or from afar. Not long now, then you happiness are.
Not long now, in all his fever dreaming, not long now, in all his darkest scheming, could I see, when, where, or how, but see, it's not long now.
manage of my house until my lord's return. For mine own part, I have towards heaven breathed a secret vow to live in prayer and contemplation, only attended by Nerissa here, until her husband and my lord's return. There is a monastery 2 miles off, and there we will abide. I do desire you not to deny me this imposition, the which my love and some necessity now lays upon you.
Madam, with all my heart I shall obey you in all fair commands.
My people do already know my mind, and will acknowledge you and Jessica in place of Lord Bassanio and myself. So fare you well till we shall meet again.
Fair thoughts and happy hours attend you.
Thanks, and now we must be gone. Come on, Nerissa. I have work in hand that you yet know not of. We'll see our husbands before they think of us.
Shall they see us?
They shall, Nerissa, but in such habit that they shall think we are accomplished with what we lack. Can you walk with a swagger? Can you swear? Can you spit? Could you pass for Mick Jagger with your chest in a bit? Can you boast? Can you promise? Can you belch? Can you lie? With your name changed to Thomas, could you pass for a guy? Can you look at the ladies with a wink and a leer? Can you think every maid is worth a slap on the rear? Can you spook some Havanas? Can you drink like a fish and forget all your manners?
Yes, if that's what you wish.
We must run, we must travel, we must learn, we must read, we must knot and unravel, we must force, we must plead, not with bows, not with quiver, but with brains and with breath. We are bound to deliver up a friend from his death. I have a friend who's a lawyer, we must eat up his brain. Though we look like Tom Sawyer, we must sound like Mark Twain.
What, shall we turn to men?
Why would it questions that if thou wert near a lewd interpreter? We shall be with our lovers, though they won't know it's us. We shall be under covers to avoid any fuss. Though it be very cheerless, I shall say yet again, we must be very fearless in the courts of the men.
They will roar, they will bellow.
They will shout and applaud. They will take from a fellow what they won't from abroad.
What, is Antonio here?
Present, so please your grace.
I am sorry for thee. Thou art come to answer a stony adversary, an inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void and empty from any dram of mercy.
I've heard your grace have ta'en great pains to qualify his rigorous course, but since he stands obdurate, and that no lawful means can carry me out of his envy's reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury, and am armed to suffer with a quietness of spirit the very tyranny and rage of his.
Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice unto the last hour of the act, and then 'tis thought thou'lt show thy mercy and remorse more strange than thy strange apparent cruelty.
I possess your grace of what I purpose. By our holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. If you deny it, then let the danger light fall upon your charter and your city's freedom.
It cannot be, it cannot be. This knife we see will take his noble heart and set it free. It cannot be, it cannot be, it cannot be. The gods agree to take this villain's part. It cannot be.
Where is pity? Whereabouts your heart? That which sets all humankind apart from the beast who kills from out his need. What's the reason for this bloody deed?
What's the reason? Whereabouts you ask? Is the reason for this bloody task? What's the use of reeking human flesh? Can it nourish? Can it be refreshed? Oh yes, I seek the rest that comes from dealing blow for blow. My house a hollow cave and nest, where only hollow echoes ebb and flow. The only echo shining in the dark, my only hope of peace is when when this edge will make its mark, and that most hateful heart will cease.
Don't waste your time, don't waste your breath. It only adds more fuel to the flame that feeds his need to feel my death and lengthens out the absence of my pain. Therefore I do beseech your grace, let me have judgment and this man his will.
For thy 3,000 ducats, here is 6.
Every ducat and 6,000 ducats within 6 parts, and every part a ducat, I would not draw them. I would have my bond.
How shalt thou hope for mercy, rendering none?
What judgment shall I dread, doing no wrong? The pound of flesh I demand of him is dearly bought. It is mine, and I will have it. If you deny me, then fie upon your law. There is no force in the decrees of Venice. I stay here for judgment. Answer, shall I have it?
Upon my power I may dismiss this court, unless Bellario, learned doctor whom I have sent to determine this, come here today.
My lord, I bear a letter from the same doctor, new come from Padua.
Give me the letter.
Good cheer, Antonio. What man courage yet? Shylock shall have my flesh, blood, bones, and all, ere thou shalt lose from me one drop of blood.
You cannot be better employed, Bassanio, than to live still and write mine epitaph.
Why dost thou whet thy knife so earnestly?
To cut the forfeit from that bankrout there.
Can no prayers pierce thee?
None that thou hast wit enough to make.
This letter from the learned Bellario doth commend a young and learned doctor to our court. Where is he?
He attendeth here hard by to know your answer whether you'll admit him.
With all my heart, bring him hither. The learned Bellario writes that he is very sick, and this young doctor sent in his place is furnished with his opinion and more than ready to argue this case. I never met so young a body with so old a head. I leave him to your gracious acceptance, whose trial shall better publish his commendation. And here I take it as the doctor coming from old Bellario.
I did, my lord.
You are very welcome. Take your place. Are you acquainted with the difference that holds this present question in the court?
I am thoroughly informed of the cause. Which is the merchant here and which the lender?
Antonio and old Shylock both step forth.
Is your name Shylock?
Shylock is my name.
Of a strange nature is the suit you follow, yet in such rule that the Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed. You stand within his danger, do you not?
Aye, so he says.
Do you confess the bond?
I do.
Then must the Jew be merciful?
On what compulsion must I? Tell me that.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the ever gentle rain, but stronger in its gentleness it be than all the crowned sway of Italy. No king upon his throne but higher stands, if mercy do but move his sceptred hands. For mercy comes beyond the jeweled rod, it comes from out the very heart of God. And though thou cry for justice here, if justice once herself appear, not one of us, not slave nor lord, shall scape the cutting of her sword. So each of us do nightly kneel and pray that mercy may be shown to us this day, and let that supplication tell us too the deeds of mercy we ourselves must do.
My deeds above my head, I crave the law, the penalty, and the forfeit of my bond.
Is he not able to discharge the money?
Yes, here it is. I tendered for him in the court. Yes, thrice the sum. If this will not suffice, I will be bound to pay it 10 times o'er, on forfeit of my hands, my head, my heart. If this will not suffice, it must appear that malice bears down truth. And I beseech you, rest once the law to your authority to do a great right, do a little wrong, and curb this cruel devil of his will.
That cannot be. There is no power in Venice can alter a decree established. 'Twill be recorded as a precedent, and many an error by the same example will rush into the state. It must not be.
Daniel, a young Daniel come to judgment. Oh, wise young judge, how I do honor thee.
I pray you let me look upon the bond.
Yes, yes, here it is, most reverend doctor. Here it is.
Why, this bond is forfeit, and lawfully by this the Jew may claim a pound of flesh to be by him cut off nearest the merchant's heart. Be merciful, take thrice thy money, bid me tear the bond.
It must be paid according to the tenor. By my soul I swear there is no power in the tongue of man to alter me. I stay here on my bond.
Most heartily I do beseech the court to give the judgment.
Then thus it is. You must prepare your bosom for his knife.
Oh, noble judge! Oh, excellent young man!
For the intent and purpose of the law hath full relation to the penalty which here appeareth due upon the bond.
Oh, 'tis very true. Oh, wise and upright judge, how much more elder art thou than thy looks?
Therefore lay bare your bosom.
Oh, yes, his breast. So it says in the bond, doth it not? Oh, noble judge, nearest to his heart. Those are the very words.
Are there balance here to weight the flesh?
Yes. I have them ready.
Have by some surgeon Shylock upon your charge to stop his wounds, lest he do bleed to death.
Is it so nominated in the bond?
It is not so expressed, but what of that? 'Twere good you do so much for charity.
Cannot find it. 'Tis not in the bond.
You merchant, have you anything to say?
But little. I am armed and well prepared. Bassanio, give me your hand. Go your way. Sing your song. Don't delay, don't be long. Thinking sad thoughts of me. I shall be among the free.
We trifle time. I pray thee, pursue sentence.
A pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The court awards it, and the law doth give it.
Most righteous judge.
And you must cut this flesh from his breast. The law allows it, and the court awards it.
Most learned judge. I sentence. Come, prepare.
Tarry a little, there is something more.
Something more,
Tarry a little, there is something less.
something less.
Though the bond doth say his flesh is thine, it giveth not his blood. So carve his breast, my friend, but see that thou release no crimson flood. If thou dost, thy lands, thy goods from chimney stack to gate are by the laws of Venice Jew entirely confiscate.
Is that the law?
It is the law.
I will take this offer then. Pay thrice the bond and let the merchant go.
Here is the money.
Soft. This man shall have all justice. Soft, no haste. He shall have nothing but the penalty.
Oh, upright judge, mark it, Shylock, a most learned judge.
Why doth thou pause? Take thy forfeiture.
Give me my forfeiture and let me go.
I have it ready for thee. Here it is.
He hath refused it in the open court. He shall have merely justice and his bond.
A Daniel still, say I, a second Daniel. I thank thee, sir, for teaching me that word.
Shall I barely not have my principle?
Thou shalt have nothing but thy forfeiture to be so taken at thy peril.
And the devil make him good of it. I'll seek no further question.
Tarry a little, there is something more.
Something more,
Tarry a little, there is something less.
something less.
If it can be proved that thou didst seek the life of this man here, a citizen of Venice, then, my friend, the law is crystal clear. Thou shalt see the act is writ, and since thy urgent plea hath been for justice, be assured that justice will hit thee. 1/2 of your goods are forfeit to this merchant here, the other half unto the state. Your hate has cost you dear, for life itself may be denied. Your crime is dearly bought, so kneel and pray for mercy of the Duke and of his court.
Thou shalt see the difference in our spirit. Thy life I pardon it before thou ask it. For half thy wealth it is Antonio's, the other half comes to the general state, which humbleness may drive unto a fine.
I for the state, not for Antonio.
No, take my life as well. Pardon not that. You take my house when you do take the prop that doth sustain my house. You take my life when you take the means whereby I live.
What mercy can you render him, Antonio?
I will not take 1/2 his gold, so he will write instead a deed that gives his daughter all when he himself is dead.
He shall do this, or I recant the mercy I propose.
Art thou contented, Shylock?
I'm content.
The case is closed.
Oh,
Clerk, draw a deed of gift.
I pray thee, let me leave from hence. I am not well. Send the deed after me. I will sign it.
get thee gone, but do it. Antonio, gratify this young gentleman from my mind. You are much bound to him.
Most worthy gentlemen, I and my friend have by your wisdom this day been acquitted of grievous penalties. In lieu whereof 3,000 ducats due upon the bond, we freely cope your courteous pains withal.
And indebted over and above in love and service to you evermore.
He is well paid that is well satisfied, and I, delivering you, am satisfied. I pray you know me when we meet again. I wish you well, and so I take my leave.
Dear sir, of force I must attempt you further. Take some remembrance of us as a tribute, not as a fee, and grant me two things, I pray you, not to deny me and to pardon me.
You press me far, and therefore I will yield. And for your love, I'll take this ring from you. Do not draw back your hand. I'll take nothing else, and you in love shall not deny me this.
Good sir, this ring, alas, it is a trifle. I will not shame myself to give this to you.
I will have nothing else but only this, and now methinks I have a mind to it.
Good sir, this ring was given me by my wife, and when she put it on, she made me vow to neither sell nor give nor lose it.
That excuse serves many men to save their gifts. And if your wife be not a mad woman, and know how well I have deserved this ring, she would not hold out enemy forever for giving it to me. Well, peace be with you.
Lord Bassanio, let him have the ring. Let his deservings and my love withal be valued against your wife's commandment.
Go, Graciano, run and o'ertake him. Give him the ring and bring him, if thou canst, into Antonio's house. Away, make haste. Come. You and I will thither presently, and in the morning early will we both fly towards Belmont. Come, Antonio.
Ask for old Shylock's house, give him this and let him sign it. We'll away tonight and be a day before our husband's home. This deed will be well welcome to Lorenzo.
You are well attained. My lord Bassanio, upon more advice, has sent you here this ring, and doth entreat your company at dinner.
That cannot be. His ring I do accept most thankfully, and so I pray you tell him. Furthermore, I pray you show my youth old Shylock's house.
That's what I do.
Sir, I would speak with you. I'll see if I can get my husband's ring, which I did make him swear to keep forever.
Thou mayest, I warrant. We'll have old swearing that they did give the rings away to men, but we'll outface them and outswear them too. Away, make haste. Thou knowest where I will tarry.
Come, good sir, will you show me to this house?
Sleeps upon this bank, upon this bough. How sweet the moonlight keeps its nightly course, its nightly vow, to touch with silver fingers all that meets our eye. See how the silver lingers, love on you and I.
How sweet the moonlight sleeps upon this bank. Here shall we stay and let the willow weep its silver tears till it be day. On such a night did Romeo, on such a night the same, did Romeo let Juliet see far beyond his name.
On such a night did Troilus the fair, let everything he held most dear dissolve in Cressid's hair.
On such a night did Heloise give Abelard the key to all her body's mystery.
such a night did Jessica steal from her father's ken. And maybe someday when she's bored, she may steal forth again.
On such a night did you, my love, swear that your love was true, unlike to any other love you'd felt.
It's true, it's true. How sweet the moonlight sleeps upon this bank, upon this bough. Look how the floor of heaven is thick inlaid with brightest gold. There's not the smallest orb that God allows us to behold, but in his motion like an angel sings, still choiring to the young-eyed cherubims. We know they sing, but now we cannot hear it until we die and move our spirits near it.
I am never merry when I hear sweet music.
A man that hath no music in himself, let no such man be trusted. Mark the music.
That light we see is burning in my hall. How far that little candle throws his beams. So shines a good deed in a naughty world.
When the moon shone, we did not see the candle.
So doth the greater glory dim the less. Music, hark!
It is your music, madam, of the house.
Nothing is good I see without respect. Methinks it sounds much sweeter than by day.
Silence bestows that virtue on it, madam.
Peace. How the moon sleeps with Endymion and would not be awakened.
That is the voice, or am I much deceived, of Portia.
He knows me as the blind man knows the cuckoo, by the bad voice.
Dear lady, welcome home.
We have been praying for our husband's welfare, which speed we hope the better for our words. Are they returned?
Madam, they are not yet, but there is come a messenger before to signify their coming.
Go in, Nerissa. Give orders to my servants that they take no note at all of our being absent hence. Nor you, Lorenzo, Jessica, nor you.
We are no telltales, madam. Fear you not.
This night, methinks, is but the daylight sick. It looks a little paler. 'Tis a day such as the day is when the sun is hid.
We should hold day with the Antipodes if you would walk in the absence of sun.
You are welcome home, my lord.
I thank you, madam. Give welcome to my friend. This is the man. This is Antonio, to whom I am infinitely bound.
You should in all sense be much bound to him, for as I hear, he was much bound for you.
No more than I am well acquitted of.
You are very welcome to our home, though it must appear in other ways than words. Therefore I scant this breathing courtesy.
By yonder moon, I swear you do me wrong. In faith, I gave it to the judge's clerk. Would he wear gelt that had it for my part, since you do take it, love, so much at heart?
A quarrel, ho, already. What's the matter?
A hoop of gold, a paltry ring, that she did give me just a keepsake sort of thing, with words upon this worthless band, the kind you find on greetings cards, you understand. Leave me not and love me much, the damn thing bended at the slightest touch. It had no worth, it had no class.
I care not were the damn thing made of sounding brass. That hoop of gold, that paltry ring, you swore to keep until the angels start to sing their song above. So this is how you keep our new declared love. This lawyer's clerk you gave it to, I'd give much gold to see. I swear that honored gentleman deserves the pronoun she.
I swear to God, a kind of boy,
a sort of scrub and squeaking ordinary boy that begged it from me as a fee. And for my part, I had no heart to disagree.
You were to blame, I must be plain, to part so lightly with the ring. A thing stuck on with oaths for shame. My love would not do such a thing.
My friend indeed gave up his bag into the doctor's empty hand. We offered gold, but they'd have none. They took these baubles just for fun.
Fun? Fun? By heaven I swear, as you did swear, to keep till you were wholly dead. Until I see that ring again, I'll come not to your bed.
If you didn't know to whom I gave the ring, if you did know for whom I gave the ring, and would conceive for what I gave the ring, and how unwillingly I left the ring, when naught would be accepted but the ring, you would abate the strength of your displeasure.
If you had known the virtue of the ring, or half her worthiness that gave the ring, you would regret the haste with which you gave the ring, and so repent at leisure. Nerissa teaches me what to believe. I'll die for it, but some woman had the ring.
No, by my honor, madam, by my soul, no woman had it, but a civil doctor, which did refuse 3,000 ducats of me, and begged the ring, the which I did deny him, and suffered him to go displeased away. Pardon me, good lady, but had you been there, I think you would have begged the ring of me to give the worthy doctor.
Let not that doctor come near my house, for he hath got the jewel that I loved, and that which you did swear to keep for me. I will become as liberal as you. I'll not deny him anything I have. No, not my body, nor my husband's bed. Know him I shall, I am well sure of it. Lie not a night from home, watch me like Argus. If you do not, if I be left alone, then by mine honor, which is yet mine own, I'll have that doctor for my bedfellow.
And I his clerk, therefore be well advised how you do leave me in mine protection.
Well, do you so? Let me not take him then, for if you do, I'll mar the young clerk's pen.
I am the unhappy subject of these quarrels.
Sir, grieve not you. You are welcome notwithstanding.
Portia, forgive me this enforced wrong. And in the hearing of these many friends, I swear I never more will break an oath with thee.
I once did lend my body for his wealth, which, but for him that had your husband's ring, had quite miscarried. I dare be bound again, my soul upon the forfeit, that your lord will never more break faith advisedly.
Then you shall be his surety. Give him this, and bid him keep it better than the other.
Here, Lord Bassanio, swear to keep this ring.
By heaven, it is the same I gave the doctor.
I had it of him. Pardon me, Bassanio, for by this ring the doctor lay with me.
And pardon me, my gentle Graziano, for that same scrubbed boy, the doctor's clerk, in lieu of this last night, did lie with me.
What? Are we cuckolds ere we have deserved it?
Speak not so grossly. You are all amazed. Know then that Portia was the doctor, Nerissa there her clerk. Lorenzo here shall witness. I set forth as soon as you, and even but now returned. I have not yet entered my home. Lorenzo, Antonio, you are welcome. And I have better news in store for you than you expect. Unseal this letter soon. There you shall find 3 of your argosies are richly come to harbor suddenly. You shall not know by what strange accident I chanced on this letter.
I am dumb.
Were you the doctor, and I knew you not?
Were you the clerk that is to make me cuckold?
Aye, but the clerk that never means to do it, unless he live to be a man.
Sweet doctor, you shall be my bedfellow. When I am away, then lie with my wife.
Sweet lady, you give me life and living, for here I read for certain that my ships are safely come to road.
Lorenzo, my clerk hath some good comforts too for you.
Aye, and I'll give them him without fee. There do I give to you and Jessica from her father's hand a deed of gift, after his death, of all he dies possessed of.
Fair ladies, you drop manna in the way of starved people.
It is almost morning, and yet I am sure you are not satisfied of these events at full. Let us go in, and charge us there upon interrogatories, and we will answer all things faithfully.
Let it be so. The first interrogatory that mine Arissa shall be sworn on is whether till the next night she had rather stay or go to bed now. Being but 2 hours today, but were the day come, I should wish it dark till I were couching with the doctor's clerk. Well, while I'll live, I'll fear no other thing so sore as keeping safe Nerissa's ring.
Something of silver, something of gold, something to gaze at, something to hold, something of crystal, something of pearl. Nothing can take the place of my girl. Seeing her walking there on the street, watching her face come clear as we meet, measuring laughter, measuring tears, watching the day that turn into years. My girl singing, see the bird, stop to listen. Has he heard sweeter music? No, not he, for my girl charms him from his tree. Something of silver, something of gold, something that can be bought and then sold. Though they enchant me, you must concur. Nothing of silver shineth like her. Jessica.
Saturday afternoon with us. This is the 6th show that the City of West Hollywood and Classical Theatre Lab are presenting 3 Shakespearean Parks. We are very proud to present this year Something of Silver, a musical adaptation of The Merchant of Venice. The show is 90 minutes long without intermission. And I just want to let you know that Classical Theatre Lab exists more than 15 years, and you can find information about us on www.classicaltheatrelab.org. We are a non-for-profit organization, and every donation is more than welcome. Please turn off all your electrical devices and open your candies. Be concentrated on this beautiful show and enjoy Tony Tanner's view on The Merchant of Venice.
I know not why so sad am I. It troubles me, it troubles you. I walk, I breathe, I talk, I sigh, but know not whither goes this shoe. I lift this hand to move, to do, to alter and decree. But lo, this hand that lifts and moves does not belong to me. I know not why so sad am I. The sun seems not to reach my face. This cold July goes slowly by, but I grow old apace.
We know that he is sad, but we know not the reason nor the rhyme. It well may be his ships at sea are taking much too long a time to come to port with all goods bought and gold to fill his purse. He fears a storm around Cape Horn has sunk them all. What could be worse?
I care not now to question how my ships advance their foremost prow, or where they dip their hindmost bow. I care not how, I care not how.
A merchant of Venice with nothing to fear from anything far or from anything near, who lives in a palace much bigger than mine and gets the best table when he goes out to dine.